The dull roar of the city echoed as Isabella, with crutches in hand, approached the bus stop. Each step was a battle against her own limitations, and the bus loomed ahead like an insurmountable obstacle. The line of impatient passengers watched without offering a helping hand. Isabella took a deep breath, steeling herself for the inevitable struggle. As she attempted to board the bus, her crutches slipped on the wet pavement, and she stumbled, eliciting a few indifferent glances from the onlookers. Suddenly, a hand reached out, steadying her. Isabella looked up to meet the gaze of a stranger, Jack. He had a rugged look, perhaps a reflection of the challenges he'd faced. "Jack, need a hand there?" Isabella, surprised and grateful, nodded. "Isabella, thanks. This bus is always a battle for me, Jack. Well, battles are better fought together. Mind some company?" Isabella, unused to such kindness from strangers, managed a small smile. Isabella, "Sure, why not?" Together, they navigated the crowded bus, Jack ensuring Isabella found a seat. As they settled in, Jack initiated a conversation, seeking to understand more about the woman with crutches beside him. "Jack, I'm Jack." "What's your name?" "Isabella." "Isabella. Nice to meet you, Jack." "Thanks again for helping me, Jack." "No problem, Isabella. Everyone needs a hand now and then." The bus rumbled forward, carrying Isabella and Jack toward an unexpected connection. Isabella and Jack disembarked from the bus, and the city sounds surrounded them as they made their way to Isabella's modest apartment. The night air was crisp, and the glow of streetlights created a warm ambience. Inside, Isabella offered Jack a seat, and they soon found themselves sharing stories over a simple dinner. "Jack, so, Isabella, what's your story?" "If you don't mind me asking," Isabella, glancing at her crutches, hesitated for a moment before opening up. "Isabella, I grew up in an orphanage. These legs of mine have been a challenge since childhood. Doctors said they couldn't fix them." Jack, listening attentively, felt a pang of empathy. "Jack, must have been tough. I've had my share of challenges too. Spent some time behind bars, just got out recently." Isabella, surprised but non-judgmental, studied Jack's face. "Isabella, what for, if you don't mind me asking?" "Jack, a mistake I made a long time ago. Trying to move past it, you know." Isabella nodded, understanding the weight of carrying one's past. As the night progressed, the stories flowed, creating an unexpected bond between Isabella and Jack. They laughed, shared moments of vulnerability, and found solace in each other's company. "Isabella, you're not what I expected, Jack. You're kind." Jack, genuine, looked into Isabella's eyes. "Jack, likewise, Isabella. Life has a way of surprising you. Maybe it brought us together for a reason." Their connection deepened as the night wore on, a shared understanding forming between two individuals who, under different circumstances, may never have crossed paths. The morning light seeped through Isabella's curtains, signaling a new day. Jack, having spent the night on a makeshift bed, awoke to the sounds of the city outside. "Jack, morning." "Isabella. Got any plans for today?" Isabella, preparing breakfast, glanced over with a smile. Isabella, "Well, Jack, we talked about it last night. I need to do something about my legs, and I'm not getting any younger." Jack, determined, nodded in agreement. "Jack, you're right. Let's figure out how to get you the help you need." Together, they researched clinics and treatment options, but the financial hurdle loomed large. "Isabella, I want to do this, Jack. I just can't afford it." Jack, not one to shy away from challenges, made a decision. "Jack, I've got an old friend, Daniel. We go way back. Let me see if he can help us out." Isabella, appreciative but cautious, questioned Jack. "Isabella, do you think he'll be willing to help, especially after everything?" "Jack, we were in different places back then. People change. Let me handle it. Jack reached out to Daniel, explaining the situation and the urgency of Isabella's need for medical treatment. Daniel, over the phone, Jack, I'm sorry to hear about Isabella. Of course, I'll help. Swing by the office, and we'll talk about it. The trio met later that day, and after a brief discussion, Daniel made a generous offer. Daniel, Jack, I'll cover the expenses for Isabella's treatment. I also have a job opening at the company. Consider it yours, Jack. Grateful, shook Daniel's hand. Jack, thanks, Daniel. You're saving more than just one life today. With financial support secured and a job opportunity on the horizon, Jack and Isabella set their sights on a brighter future. Excitement buzzed in the air as Jack and Isabella headed to Daniel's office, their hopes riding high on the prospect of financial assistance and a new job. Daniel, a middle-aged man with a stern yet compassionate demeanor, welcomed them into his office. Daniel, take a seat, both of you. Jack, tell me more about Isabella's situation. Jack, eager to make a compelling case, detailed Isabella's medical condition and the pressing need for treatment. He emphasized her determination to overcome the challenges life had thrown at her. Daniel, listening attentively, contemplated the situation before reaching a decision. Daniel, Jack, I'll cover the expenses for Isabella's treatment. No one deserves to live with such challenges without a fighting chance. And as for you, Jack, how about a fresh start? I have an opening at the company. Consider it yours, Jack. A mix of gratitude and disbelief, struggled to find words. Jack, Daniel, I don't know how to thank you. You're giving us a chance at a whole new life. Daniel, cracking a rare smile, gestured towards Isabella. Daniel, let's not waste any time. Isabella, we'll get you the help you need, and Jack, welcome to the team. I'll have the paperwork drawn up for both. As the trio left the office, Isabella couldn't contain her joy. Isabella, Jack, this is incredible. I never thought things could turn around so fast. Jack, still processing the generosity of their friend, smiled. Jack, believe it, Isabella. We're on the road to something better. Let's make the most of it. With newfound hope, Jack and Isabella looked ahead to a future where obstacles were turning into opportunities. Days turned into weeks as Jack and Isabella embraced the positive changes in their lives. The promise of medical treatment and a stable job brought a newfound sense of security, but something more profound was blossoming between them. One evening, as they shared a quiet dinner at home, Jack's demeanor shifted. He seemed restless, nervously fidgeting with his fork. Isabella, Jack, what's on your mind? You've been acting a bit off lately. Jack, taking a deep breath, met Isabella's eyes. Jack, Isabella, we've been through a lot together, and I can't imagine my life without you. I've come to realize how much you mean to me. Isabella, sensing the weight of Jack's words, felt her heart quicken. Isabella, Jack, what are you trying to say? Jack, reaching into his pocket, pulled out a small box. He opened it to reveal a simple but heartfelt ring. Jack, Isabella, will you marry me? I want to spend the rest of my life with you, facing whatever comes our way together. Isabella, overwhelmed with emotion, gasped and covered her mouth with her hands. Isabella, Jack, I never expected. Yes. Yes, Jack, I'll marry you. The room filled with joy as Jack slid the ring onto Isabella's finger, sealing their commitment to each other. The simple proposal marked the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with the promise of love and a shared future. Jack, I love you, Isabella. Let's make a life full of happiness together. Isabella, wiping away happy tears, couldn't help but smile. Isabella, I love you too, Jack. I never thought I'd find someone who accepts me for who I am. The evening continued with laughter and the warmth of newfound love. With the excitement of their engagement still fresh, Jack and Isabella navigated the challenges that life continued to throw at them. Isabella's medical treatment became a priority, and Jack was there every step of the way. "Isabella, Jack, the clinic appointment is tomorrow." "I'm a bit nervous," Jack, reassuringly, took her hand. "Jack, don't worry, Isabella. We're in this together. No matter what happens, we'll face it as a team." At the clinic, the doctors outlined a plan for Isabella's treatment, involving surgeries and a lengthy rehabilitation process. Jack, though anxious, remained steadfast in his support. "Isabella, Jack, this is going to be tough. Are you sure you're ready for all of this?" Jack, determined, nodded. "Jack, Isabella, we've come this far together. I'm not backing down now. We'll tackle these challenges head-on." As Isabella underwent surgeries and grueling rehabilitation, Jack became her pillar of strength. Late nights at the hospital, encouraging words during moments of doubt, and shared victories marked their journey. "Jack, you're doing great, Isabella. I'm proud of you." Isabella, tired but determined, smiled. "Isabella, couldn't have done it without you, Jack. Thank you for being by my side." Their bond grew stronger as they faced adversity together. The administrative supervision that loomed over Jack's past became a distant concern, overshadowed by the shared victories and a love that continued to deepen. "Jack, Isabella, we're proving that we can overcome anything. I'm grateful for every moment with you, Isabella." "Me too, Jack. Our love is stronger than any challenge." With Isabella's treatment progressing positively and Jack settling into his new job at Daniel's company, a sense of stability washed over their lives. The once distant dreams of a comfortable future were now within reach. Jack, returning home after a day at work, found Isabella preparing dinner. "Jack, how was your day?" Isabella, smiling, set a plate on the table. "Isabella, good. The physical therapy is tough, but I can feel the improvement." "And you?" Jack, kicking off his shoes, sighed contentedly. "Jack, Daniel's company is treating me well. It feels good to be on solid ground, doesn't it?" Isabella, nodding, served dinner. "Isabella, more than you can imagine. I never thought we'd come this far." As the days passed, the routine settled into a comfortable rhythm. Jack and Isabella enjoyed the small joys of life, shared dinners, quiet evenings at home, and the warmth of a love that had weathered storms. "Jack, Isabella, we've come a long way. I'm proud of us." Isabella, raising her glass, toasted to their accomplishments. "Isabella, to us and the life we're building together." Their dreams expanded as they saved for a future beyond immediate concerns. Conversations shifted from medical treatments and job responsibilities to aspirations and shared goals. "Jack, Isabella, what do you dream about for our future?" Isabella, looking into the future, shared her hopes. "Isabella, I dream of a home filled with laughter, maybe a family of our own. A life where we can create happy memories." Jack, holding Isabella's hand, smiled. "Jack, that sounds perfect. Let's make it happen." The sense of comfort extended beyond their home. Jack and Isabella's relationship with Daniel evolved into a genuine friendship, and their gratitude for the opportunities provided by their friend was evident in every interaction. Daniel, during a casual meeting at the office, acknowledged their progress. "Daniel, Jack, Isabella, you've both come a long way. I'm proud to have you on the team." Jack, shaking Daniel's hand, expressed his appreciation. "Jack, thank you, Daniel. You've changed our lives in more ways than one." As Isabella's treatment approached its final stages and the contours of their future became clearer, a palpable sense of anticipation filled the air. Jack and Isabella were on the brink of a new chapter in their lives. Jack, looking at the calendar, felt a surge of excitement. "Jack, Isabella, can you believe it's almost time for your last treatment? We've come so far." Isabella, a mix of relief and joy in her eyes, embraced Jack. "Isabella, it's been quite a journey. I couldn't have asked for a better partner in all of this. The day of Isabella's final treatment arrived, marking a significant milestone in their shared story. The clinic became a place of triumph as they bid farewell to a chapter filled with surgeries, rehabilitation, and healing. Doctor, congratulations, Isabella. Your progress has been remarkable. You're on your way to a full recovery, Jack, beaming with pride, couldn't help but express his gratitude. Jack, thank you, doctor. This means the world to us. With the treatment behind them, Jack and Isabella turned their attention to the next steps. The prospect of building a family became a topic of conversation that filled their home with warmth and anticipation. Isabella, Jack, do you think we're ready for starting a family? Jack, looking into Isabella's eyes, smiled. Jack, absolutely, Isabella. We've faced challenges, and we've overcome them. Let's welcome whatever comes next. The anticipation of new beginnings extended beyond their personal lives. Jack, now settled in his career, and Isabella, thriving in her recovery, found themselves looking at new horizons for their shared future. Isabella, Jack, what's next for us? Any dreams you want to pursue? Jack, contemplating the possibilities, shared his aspirations. Jack, I've been thinking about furthering my education. Maybe exploring new opportunities. What about you, Isabella? Isabella, her eyes filled with hope, expressed her dreams. Isabella, I want to give back somehow, maybe work with people facing similar challenges. And, of course, create a loving home for our family. The anticipation of new beginnings hung in the air, blending excitement with the promise of fulfilling dreams. Jack and Isabella, with their shared past, celebrated the triumphs and looked forward to a future filled with love.